Hey there, guys. Chet here. If you're looking for a CRM on a tight budget, you will eventually hear about Zoho. It is famous for being the affordable option. People love it because it offers a massive bundle of apps for a very low price. They tell you that you can run your entire business on Zoho for pennies a day. It feels like the smart financial decision because you get so much software for very little money. But I want to challenge the idea that the cheapest means the best. In the world of software, you usually get what you pay for, and Zoho is often a mile wide, but only an inch deep. It tries to do everything, which means it often does nothing perfectly. Pipedrive, on the other hand, costs a little more, but it delivers a premium experience. Choosing software based solely on the lowest price tag is often a trap that leads to frustration and lost time later on. This is a comparison between two different philosophies. One creates a sprawling ecosystem of average tools, while the other creates one specialized tool that is absolutely world class. Pipedrive is the specialist here. I'm going to explain why paying a premium for a focused tool is actually the cheaper option in the long run because it saves your team hours of frustration every single week. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which platform is right for you. We're going to look beyond the price tag instead of just looking at the price tag. We'll compare the user interface and the mobile experience and the automation capabilities. I'm going to show you why user adoption is the only metric that actually matters when buying a CRM. So if you're ready to test a premium tool, well, here's a special offer. If you use the link we put down in the description, you'll get a full 30-day free trial of Pipedrive with every single feature unlocked instead of the usual 14 days. And if you decide to keep using it after the trial, that discount will be applied automatically when you sign up using my link, which means you're going to use the exact same powerful Pipedrive that everyone else is using for less than what they're paying. And if you want to go a little deeper than what we do here, I've put together a complete course of Pipedrive from A to Z that will walk you through everything kind of step by step. It's totally free and it's there if you need it. Now let's get into the comparison. We're going to start with Pipedrive. Now, the defining characteristic of Pipedrive is the user experience. It's beautiful. It feels modern and fast. When you move a deal across the screen, it feels responsive. This might sound like a small detail, but for a salesperson who uses this tool 8 hours every day, it is everything. Pipedrive understands the psychology of a salesperson. We don't want to fill out forms, right? We don't want to fill out forms at all. We want to see our progress. The visual pipeline view in Pipedrive is the gold standard that every other CRM tries to copy. It shows you exactly where your money is. It highlights the deals that are rotting. It makes the job feel organized. The interface is so clean that it requires almost no training. You can drop a new hire into Pipedrive and they will figure it out usually within the hour. This is how low their learning curve is, and it is a massive financial advantage. It means you do not have to pay for expensive training sessions or waste weeks of productivity while your team learns the software. It just works out of the box. Another critical aspect of the user experience is focus. Pipedrive does not clutter your screen with accounting tools or HR forms. It shows you your sales data. It keeps the salesperson focused. It keeps the conversation on the next activity. This clarity reduces mental fatigue. When the tool is easy to use, your team will actually use it. And if your team uses the CRM, your data will be accurate. Let's look at Zoho CRM. Zoho operates on a different philosophy altogether. They believe that more features equals better value. Zoho is not just a CRM, it's part of a massive suite called Zoho One, which includes email and documents and accounting and inventory and projects. On paper, this looks like an incredible deal. You get 40 apps for one price, but the reality of using Zoho can be quite different. The interface often feels cluttered and clunky and dated, and it can feel like you're using software from 10 years ago at times. Because it tries to pick or pack so many features into one screen, it can be overwhelming for just the average user. Navigating Zoho takes more clicks. Finding a simple setting can sometimes feel like a treasure hunt. The customization options are endless, don't get me wrong, but they're often buried deep in complex menus. This causes friction. If a salesperson has to click 5 times to log a call, they will stop logging calls. Zoho is also known for being a bit disjointed because they have so many different apps, the integration between them is not always seamless. You might find that the CRM looks different from the mail app, which looks different from the projects app. This lack of consistency can be jarring and makes the daily workflow feel a bit choppy. Well, we also need to talk about the mobile experience because modern sales happens where? On the phone. This is where the difference between the two platforms really becomes quite obvious. The Pipedrive mobile app is fantastic. It is designed for the rep who is running between meetings. You can open your app and see your schedule immediately. You can access your email and track your calls with one tap. It also includes a feature called voice notes, which, if you've never used, is a game changer. After a meeting, you can record a voice note and Pipedrive will transcribe it and attach it to the deal automatically. This means that you can finish your admin work while you're walking to the car. Wow. The Zoho mobile app is functional, but it feels really dense. It tries to squeeze the complexity of the desktop version onto a small screen. It can be harder to find what you need quickly. When you're standing in a hotel lobby and you need to pull up a client phone number instantly, you want the app that is fast and simple. Pipedrive wins on speed and usability every single time. Every business wants to automate their busy work, right? Both platforms offer automation, but they approach it very differently. Pipedrive uses a visual workflow builder. Kind of looks like a flow chart. You can see exactly what happens. You say, if a deal moves to stage 3, then send an email. It's intuitive. You don't need to be a coder to build complex automations. You can set up an entire automated follow up sequence in minutes. This empowers sales managers to build their own processes without waiting for the IT department to help them. Zoho has very powerful automation, but it is much more technical. It uses logic that feels more like programming. It's extremely capable if you know how to use it, but it is intimidating for the average user. You often have to understand custom functions and scripting to get it to do exactly what you want. This raises the barrier to entry. If automation is too hard to build, you will simply never build it. Pipedrive makes automation accessible to everyone. And this brings us to the most important point of the comparison, which is the cost. I'm not talking about the monthly licensing fee. I'm talking about the cost of friction. Zoho is cheaper on the monthly bill. That's a fact. But if your sales team hates using the software, they'll avoid it. They'll keep their notes in Excel or on sticky notes, and this means your data, your CRM data, is empty. An empty CRM is worthless. You're paying a small monthly fee for a tool that nobody uses, which means you're wasting 100% of that money. Pipedrive costs more per user, also a fact, but because it's enjoyable to use, your team will actually log their data. They'll update their deals, they will track their emails. This means that you, as a business owner, you can get accurate reporting. You can forecast your revenue. You can see who your best performers actually are. The value of having accurate data far outweighs the $10 or $20 you save on the licensing fee. Productivity has value. Morale has value. Pipedrive invests in the human who is doing the work. Zoho invests in the feature list. Another area where Pipedrive shines is email integration. Pipedrive has a feature called Smart BCC and full two-way email sync. It connects seamlessly with Gmail and with Outlook. When you send an email from your normal inbox, it appears in Pipedrive instantly. When you reply in Pipedrive, it appears in your sent folder. It feels like one unified system. Zoho also has email integration, but it can be finicky at times. Depending on which version you buy, you might have limitations on how many emails sync or how they're even displayed. The setup process for email in Zoho is notoriously more difficult than in Pipedrive. Pipedrive also offers robust email tracking out of the box. You can see when a prospect opens your email and when they click a link. This data is fed directly into the activity feed, so you know exactly when to follow up. It turns cold outreach into a warm conversation. Now, though it may be easy to pick, which one do you choose for your business? Well, it's not easy. If you're a very small operation with zero budget and you need a CRM plus an accounting tool plus an HR tool, all for free, then Zoho is a valid option. It provides a good enough solution for everything if you're willing to deal with the clunky interface. It is the generalist choice. But if you're building a serious sales team, then Pipedrive really is the only choice. You can't compromise on your sales infrastructure. Sales is the engine of your company. You want the best possible engine, right? Pipedrive is the specialist. It does one thing and it does it better than literally anyone else. It respects your sales team, it removes the friction from their day, and it helps them close more deals. The return on investment that you will get from a more productive sales team will pay for the software 10 times over. Do not let the low price tag of Zoho fool you. The most expensive software is the one that your team will refuse to use. Pipedrive creates an environment where salespeople thrive. It provides clarity and speed. You should experience this difference for yourself. Don't just look at the feature list. Feel the workflow. Use the link in the description to get that extended 30-day free trial. Set it up. See how fast you can build a pipeline. And remember, we have that free A to Z course waiting for you if you need help getting started. Go to the trial, go get the trial, and start building a professional sales process. And I will see you in the next video.